That was the Spill Canvas. It's also got Nathan Hussey in it, who's the lead singer of All Get Out.
Okay. All right. I've never heard of them before. I like the song. It gave me definitely some like darker emo vibes, right? It wasn't pop punk, but like it was more the darker, like My Chemical Romance sort of style, right? And I definitely heard some Gerard Way, especially at the end where he kind of started singing quite high, and it was definitely some Gerard Way in there. I was like, okay, I'm liking this. This is throwing me back to 2007. I'm liking this.
Do you know what? It's interesting, isn't it? Because I can't believe they've been going for 2,000 years. I nearly said since 2002, and like, you know, I'd be interested to hear what they were like back in 2002, because, you know, when did My Chemical Romance start getting big? What, 2005, something like that, probably?
Yeah, 6.
Around then.
Bit more. I think the early albums are like, because he wrote Skylines and Turnstiles while he was working at Warner, I think, and because he literally saw people falling, you know, off the Twin Towers because their offices were right next to it, so that's what he wrote it about. So I think that was 2002, probably. Yes, because
so
it was
similar time, right?
Yeah, because I'm looking on how many albums they've released and when. I mean, Go for the Jugular 2002 by Spill the Canvas, and they released another one 2004, another 2005, 2007, 2008, 2010, 2012, and then they've had a massive gap. Huge gap. 2012 was their last album. They've now about to or have released a new album called Conduit, and it's I think I don't know if it's out. Is it out, Ben? I'm not sure.
I believe it is. Yes, it is out.
It is out. Yeah. So that only came out on the 5th of March, so it's quite new. So and that's interesting that they've come back together, and I wonder why they've got back together and started writing more music. I know
mortgage ain't gonna pay itself.
Yeah, I don't know.
But also maybe in lockdown, you know, people have started to reconnect with some of these things as well.
Yeah. No,
seems like a lot of bands have been quite prolific.
Yeah, I'd agree. I'll be interested to hear your El Ratinos.
Shall I go ahead? I mean,
please.
I think this one, compared to the first one, is a much more interesting song to me. You know, while it's maybe a bit less catchy, I felt like it had more edge, more bite. It was a little less obvious as well. I could jam to this. I quite enjoyed it, so I'm going to give this a 6.8, which I think is a fair rating. I'd love to listen to the Spill Canvas. You know, interesting band. Good find, I think.
Yeah. Thank you. I'm interested to hear more, to be honest.
I'd have to agree with that, Ben, actually, because I found it quite good. It brought me back to sort of band that you and I found. I remember we found them a couple of years ago, Movement.
Yes.
Yeah, they sound very similar in that sort of dark pop punk esque, and you know that.
Yeah.
There aren't too many bands doing this now. Well, I mean, there was obviously 10 years ago, or 8-9 years ago. But yeah, no, they're not. There aren't that too many around, and it's quite nice to hear this sort of sound again. It has a lot of character. I like the chorus; it was really cool. And yeah, I mean, I'm probably going to rate it at 6.5. Really
cool. Sounds good. Well, I appreciate the support for the song that I just picked. Didn't write, didn't sing, didn't play. But
thank you for picking.
Thank you.
It's actually Ben's band secretly. He's not telling anyone, but he's actually Nathan Hussey.
Yeah, that's it. Hey.
Hello there.
What's your score?
The album's up. Sorry, I forget that I have to score my own. 10 out of 10.
Only
no, I'll probably
10.
give it. Yeah. Do you know what? It was weird because I listened to this song once and was like, that is good. I'll pop it in. But having heard it a second time, I actually thought it was better the second time round. So it's sort of gone from a 6.5 to probably a 6.9, I'd say, for me. 6.9 out of 10.
It's funny how music matures though with time. I think with Nick Cave, going back to Nick Cave, there is the sort of sound where you have to listen to the album multiple times to really get to the different layers and listen to the lyrics and how it connects maybe with another song and how it jumps. And you miss things listening the first time around, and you can't listen to everything. So hearing this now, me giving a 6.5, yeah, you're right. And maybe after 4 or 5 listens, because it takes me that long to really start to get it into this thick skull of mine, then I might rate it higher. So yeah, it's interesting.
Fair enough.
Yeah, but I think music evolves and changes and matures, and I think a lot of it is also about your own state of mind as well. Not just what your preferences are, but what you guys were saying earlier. When you're happy, maybe you prefer one thing, but if you're in a certain state of mind, you might really enjoy the song, and another you might find it insufferable. And I think that's with a lot of music. Even things I love, sometimes I can't stand.
No, you're completely right. Yeah, it's the same thing. I have 5,000 songs on my liked songs playlist, right? That's up 1,000 in the last week because I've managed to find older tracks that I've been adding onto there. But I put it on shuffle, and some of the tracks that come up, I'm like, oh no, I'm not in the mood to listen to that. But then another day I might be like, you know what? I want to listen to that. Stuff like Counting Crows, which I absolutely adore. Counting Crows, they're amazing. Well, that's my opinion.
It's a fun pastime.
Yeah.
How many just go outside and you start counting crows.
There are a lot of fields near me, so I can do this for a while, to be honest. Not where you are.
Brilliant. It's a good pastime. Oh, Jacopo, we need to meet up soon and count some crows, mate. Been a while.
I'll just get videos from you just counting crows now. I think that should be a thing, actually. Every time we see crows in the distance, I think we have to count them and see who can get the highest amount. No, what I'm trying to say is, it's Counting Crows, for example. They're a band that I absolutely love and adore, though I can't listen to them all the time because it's just so different to listen to my normal stuff I normally listen to.
Yeah.
I would happily, while I'm just chilling out, listen to The Story So Far or the Menzingers or the Wonder Years just in the background. But then all of a sudden, the Counting Crows comes on, and then I'm just not in the vibe for this. I just can't listen to this. And the same with, like, for example, A Day to Remember It. It means a lot to you, that sort of song, or even like some sort of August Burned Red track. I'm like, nope, I can't. I'm not in the element for this right now. So it's really funny how what situation you're in, how you feel, your emotions, for example, as well, can really change what you're listening to.
Yeah, it's so true, man. I completely agree.
Anyway, let's move on. I wanted to discuss my next track that I'm putting up. This is called Clockwork by a band called Northlane. I don't know Northlane. I don't know them very much. I think Jacopo knows them quite a lot. I don't know if he's heard this track yet, but I heard it the other day and I thought, this is really cool. Really, really cool. So yeah, let's give it a listen and we'll chat afterwards.